Hello and welcome guys to another episode of Menace Rides. This will probably be the finale on the Kawasaki GPZ 500S, and I must tell you, what an awesome build process. If you guys are looking at getting into restoring motorcycles, or you want a soft project, when I say soft, nothing too difficult or technical, then a GPZ 500 is probably a good starting point. They are built so well and so strong, and everything is well thought of and easy to put together. So let's get into it. Let me tell you a little bit about this bike. These bikes come with a little bit of history. They were in production in 1987, so a good couple of years back. That's when the first model of the Ninja 500 was brought out into the market. Subsequently, they changed or made a couple of changes in 1994 all the way through to 2009. So these bikes have been in production basically with minor changes from 1987 to 2009. The bigger differences between the first model and the second model is the later model only had a single disc brake in the front and a drum brake at the back. The newer model from 1994 had the twin disc brakes in the front and a well-deserved disc brake at the back. The wheel size changed slightly, making it a better ride, and at the same time the cosmetics changed slightly on the fairings and the color scheme. But typically this motorcycle has been around since 1987 all the way through to 2009, like I said, with minor adjustments on the newer versions. But if you're looking at getting into motorbikes, guys, this little 500cc, twin 500cc, so two 250cc put together to make this awesome bike. It's got a nice thumping sound, it's got a high rev range, and that's exactly what you want out of a starter motorbike or just a general commuting bike. If you're looking at starting to ride motorbikes, or you want to get into a super bike type of riding style, this is a good platform to start on. It's not the fastest thing out there, but it is definitely going to put you in the picture in terms of learning how to ride a bike and getting into the super bikes as a motorbike ride. So let's take this thing out for a ride. Let's do a review on it and see what we think about it. I love these bikes anyway. I'm going to tell you, I've ridden it before, but I'll take you guys along for the ride and you can see what I'm talking about. These bikes were originally the Ninja starting point. So all the Ninjas derived from this bike. This was the first Ninja ever brought to production in 1987. So a little bit of a history trip on these bikes. Back in the day, at least in Europe, I'm not sure in other countries depending on what was around, but as a 500cc 4-stroke at the time, these were claimed to be the fastest 500s on the road. So something to look out for there. They were also known as I think it's the EX500. I could be mistaken. It then changed to 500R, and now it's the GPZ 500S, which is 60 horsepower and 0 to 100 kilometers in 5 seconds. So a pretty quick bike. The stoppage on this thing is awesome. The acceleration is awesome, and it's quite a light bike. It's I think 170 kilograms dry weight, and the riding height is very low. I think 71 centimeters to the seat top, but anyone can really ride this thing. Easy to maneuver, easy to get around. So guys, if you haven't seen my other episodes, we built this bike on this channel. So I bought it as a crash damage motorcycle. We then took our time to repair all the plastics and fairings that were broken ourselves. We resprayed the whole bike. So please, if you haven't seen that and it's your first time on the channel, consider subscribing and checking out our other videos on the build process of this awesome bike. So I'm going to bring you guys closer. We're going to do a cold start on this and a sound check, and from there we're going to take it out on the road. Stay tuned.
Right guys, just a little walk around just to remind you of how awesome this bike looks. There's the exhaust with the exhaust straps in, finally all done and dusted. Took a while to get here. There we go. Let's do a cold start on this thing. You can see it's ice cold. Starting button.
Just like that, guys. Awesome little bike.
Alright, without too much messing about, I'm going to get my helmet on. We can take this beast out for a ride. A well-deserved ride.
Right guys, let's start it up. Just like that. I love it. Let's go burn some cobwebs. Not the best terrain here. It is a little bit wet today. I just love that sound. This little twin 500 has the best, one of the best sounds. It is a carbureted motor, so it is a purely natural driving experience. There's no ABS, there's no traction control, there's none of that. It's just you and the machine doing exactly what you want it to do. So awesome. First impression, I think I'm a little bit tall for this bike. My knees are a little bit up up by my ears, but I could get a booster seat, but I do feel I'm a little bit tall for this. And our first ride on the way, boy. Oh wow, she picks up so nicely. Transmission, power all the way through. I love it. It's a nice, simple, easy, fun ride. And it's raining. It's always raining. Why is it always raining? With this chin mount camera, I have to ride with my visor open. And with this rain, it's not great. guys, that was a short ride out. It's getting wet out there. It is a project bike. She's still polished up and I don't want to get her too dirty. But just to give you an idea of how she sounds, how she pulls through the rev ranges, that was basically all it was about. Like I said, I have been riding it, just haven't had an opportunity to show you guys how nice she's riding. Again, like I said, we built this motorcycle and that's the whole thing, is to get them back on the road, get them enjoyed. And having said that, I will be looking for a new home for the GPZ 500 and it will be up for sale. That only helps keep the channel going, and I've got a lot of other projects I need to get to, and it would be sad to just let this sit away in a barn and get moldy, I suppose. So I hope you guys like that. As you noticed, I think I'm not the tallest guy. I'm 1.8 meters, 1.82 meters, and I feel like I'm the sitting position with the rear sets and the foot position does put your knees a little bit high. I have seen other people where you just put a bumper seat and it makes that situation a little bit better. But overall, guys, this thing puts a smile on your face. Whether you're experienced or a novice, you're going to enjoy this bike, especially that twin 500cc motor. It's just something else. As you're revving it up, it just climbs so nicely. I mean, it revs all the way up to 13,000 revs, so there's a lot of fun in this, and anyone can really ride it. Anyone will be comfortable riding it. It's not something that's going to scare you, but at the same time it's got a lot of pull. It's got a good acceleration, like a surprisingly good acceleration for this day and age motorcycle. It's like a little bit of a piece of history. Out of all the motorcycles and the things I've done, this is going to be my heart sore to get rid of, because it's, you know, it's a one of a kind paint job. It's looking so sweet. I mean, anybody would want this in their garage, so I wish I could keep it and I can't. But anyway, I thought I'd get you guys on the driver's seat and actually see how it revs, rides and acts. And it's a very nimble, very easy bike to ride. Like I said, this is the newer model, so it's got the slightly bigger wheels. It's got the well-deserved rear disc brake and the 2 disc brakes in the front. The shocks have been redone. Everything's been redone on this bike. It passed MOT with flying colors. The only mention was that the tires are worn, but you know, they are well within limits, so they couldn't fault the bike anywhere else, and nor can I, because it's an awesome ride and it's an awesome bike, and that's why we put them back on the road, and that's why I can't keep everything that I built, because they need to be enjoyed. So stay tuned. I've got something very exciting coming up in the next month or two, hopefully. Something never done before on YouTube, and I don't think ever done before that I can search anyway. Maybe somebody's done it out there, but I'm going to be marrying a KTM up with a surprise engine. So I'm doing an engine swap on a KTM EX SXF 450. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be an interesting one. Guys, thank you very much for coming along with me on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed the series on the Kawasaki. Sadly, it's come to an end, but it's happy times because we can get busy with other things. So, like, share, subscribe, guys. That's the best way to support the channel. And I'll see you next time. Cheers for now.